Greetings, fellow action figure connoisseurs, and welcome to another episode of Digital Caveman Presents Star Wars Wednesday. I, as always, am your host, the Digital Caveman, and today I will be presenting you with Star Wars The Black Series Gaming Greats Jedi Survivor B1 Battle Droid. Let's get into it! Let's begin with a look at the packaging. And here we have a hook, some tape on the top flap there. On the front, Star Wars The Black Series, nice digital render of the battle droid. The Gaming Greats sticker there with the chromed silver on it. I like that. Star Wars Jedi Survivor B1 Battle Droid. Assortment number. Warning, don't stick things in your pie hole that do not belong there. 4 and up, Hasbro print, plastic-free packaging, except tape and glue. On the bottom, small print, fine print, legalese print, made in China print, symbols I'm not going to learn, and a barcode. On this side, Gaming Greats, and that's not a sticker, that's printed in there. And a digital render showing the height of the figure, 6.2 inches or 15.7 centimeters. The stripe from the front continues around to the side and continues around to the back at an upward angle. Plastic-free packaging, in case you forgot, except tape and glue. Then on this side we have some nice artwork of the battle droid, B1 battle droid. Then on the back, Star Wars The Black Series, and then a nice digital rendering. Is it the same? Yes, it's the same. B1 Battle Droid. These variant B1 droids have been reprogrammed and repainted to serve a new master years after the end of the Clone Wars and the rise of the Empire. And then that stripe continues around and it stops at the artwork. He's number 16 in the Gaming Greats, and he's from Star Wars Jedi Survivor. Attention! Don't stick things in your French pie hole that do not belong there. Includes figure and accessory. Warning! Attention! Achtung! Don't stick things in any language pie hole that do not belong there. Don't give it to babies. Small fine legalese print, made in China print, Disney print, Hasbro print. That, my friends, completes our look at the packaging. Let's take a look at the figure and his accessories. And here we have handy dandy tweezers, so we can take a look at those accessories. And here we have his blaster rifle. Nothing new that we haven't seen before. It does seem to have some paint on it this time. Nice molded details in there. So I think it's very accurate to the source material, which would be episode 1, where this mold is taken from. And then here we have his backpack, pretty plain, molded in color, no paint on it. And of course, like the other versions of the battle droid, that one's a little stuck. The antenna on the backpack do raise and lower. And in fact, really, other than the colors on this, there is no difference to previous releases. And speaking of the paint, got a nice stripe here, paint for his eyes, stripes here, and a little bit of other color here on the chest and maybe the shoulders. Stripe running down the upper arms. And Maybe a little bit of this paint running around to the back, off the shoulders here and the top of the arms. And that pretty much does it for the paint apps. And again, there's no difference in this mold compared to any of the other Battle Droid releases. Let's take a look at his articulation. At the head, it's on a ball. Yeah, there it is. You can see the ball up in there. And then this back piece here is also hinged. So he can look up that far. He can, I guess that's looking straight ahead for a Battle Droid. And then of course there is also, he's got, you know, on that ball there's a little bit of waggle. He's got some chicken neck due to this extra joint in his neck. Or I guess it's not really an extra. He can, with a little difficulty, do the full exorcist. And as you can see, this piece does raise up, and that's for when you fold them up. But the neck can look down that far and back that far. And it also, if you raise it up just a little bit, you get some twist there as well, and it will do the full exorcist there as well. Now at the shoulders, this piece right here is a separate piece, and it does move. And the way I like to put them is like this, because that way you can get a little bit of extra out of raising the arm up. But as you can see, it's still not even, you know, maybe 45 degrees. I'm not sure. I don't have my protractor compass to figure it, so. But it does have, I don't know what that's on. It's hard to see. Maybe it's a ball. No, it's a hinge. You can see it right there at the top there. So that's on a hinge, and you can raise it up that high. Can rotate a full 360 degrees at the shoulder. Also at the upper bicep, a full 360 degrees. At the elbow, it's a single hinge. You can get that much bend out of it forward. And you can get a little more bending it backwards. There is a cut right here just below the elbow for another 360 degree rotation. At the wrist, 360 degree rotation on an in and out hinge. And it is exactly the same on the other side, in and out hinge. Now there's a cut here where the upper torso and the lower torso meet. And I don't know if I would really call that a cut, but as you can see, there's a piece that runs up inside, and I think it's on a ball, but that gives him a little bit of hula. These pieces are attached, so, but they do, there is a cut in there. I don't know how well you can see it there on the camera, but it will allow it to lean left and right. And of course he can bend forward that far and backwards, not really. And then as far as a turn at the waist, there's no waist, it's all up here, and you get a little bit of left and a little bit of right, and that's it. At the hips, they are on balls, but it only gives you that much of the splits, which is to say none really. He can kick forward that far, backwards about the same. Nothing in the thigh, no cuts in the thigh at all, nothing below the knee, nothing right above the knee. At the knee, can bend back that far, and also bends forward. And it bends forward that far, so that's pretty cool. At the ankle, tilts back that far, tilts forward that far, And then it does have a forward-facing pin for rocker, and there's also at the top of the ankle, there is also a cut there, which gives you a little bit of back and forth movement, although I don't recommend it much. You know, don't force it, at least, because it does have this little peg piece right here that kind of gives it a stop. So just be aware of that when you go to articulating this fella. And that wants to stick. Now, as far as his weapon goes, of course he can hold it in his hand. And it just pops right in there. The backpack, I really like how this backpack works and makes it look like the media. You got these two posts right here and these two ports right here, and then it kind of just touches on the shoulders at the top there, and I mean it fits snugly and it won't come off. And as you can see, there's maybe a little bit of gap between the backpack and his back, but it's not much. And this port right here, of course, matches up with this post on the gun, and it does go right in there. And of course, when he's all out like this, the backpack antennas are up. But then, yes, and again, like the other molds of this fellow, he does collapse down into a folded version. And pretty much you pull this piece up, and at this hinge right here, you just put it down as far as it'll go, tilt the head in, close that up, push this back down. Then at the legs, bend them at the knee, and there's a channel right here in the back of the calf that matches up with this on the back of the thigh. You just fold it up like that. And like that. And the arms, you can of course just kind of fold bend it slightly at the elbows, and you can fold it in at the wrist, or you can actually make the hands grip the legs if that's what you want to do. And it's okay like this. I mean, it's not the best, but it is pretty good. It's decent. Better than I have ever seen on any 3 3/4 figures. So there we have it, my friends. A look at the Battle Droid and his accessories. It's time for my favorite part of a review, comparisons. And in the front, we have the Gaming Greats Jedi Survivor BD-1 Battle Droid. In the next row, we have the Gaming Greats Jedi Survivor KX Security Droid, the Gaming Greats Jedi Survivor Cal Kestis, and the Republic Commando Gaming Greats BD-1 Battle Droid. For our final set of comparisons, here we have the Black Series Gaming Greats BD-1 Jedi Survivor Battle Droid, with, from the Marvel Legends series, making his cameo appearance, Stan the Man Lee. From G.I. Joe Classified series, we have the Hasbro Pulse exclusive Regal variant Cobra Commander. From Star Wars The Black Series, our final Black Series comparison, the Archive Edition 501st Legion Clone Trooper, And for a 7-inch comparison from Masters of the Universe Masterverse line, the 40th Anniversary He-Man. For final thoughts on the Star Wars The Black Series Gaming Greats Jedi Survivor BD-1 Battle Droid, I have to say this mold is what it is. Had I not found this at GameStop for a reduced price, I probably would have not picked it up after the Republic Commando one that I reviewed a while back. The only other versions of this mold that I'm really feel like I need to pick up is maybe the white Episode 1 Battle Droid and maybe a red Episode 2 Battle Droid. But this, you know, the articulation of the upper half of the figure is really good. And then where it lacks is kind of in the lower half, especially in the hips. The hips are what really kind of kill this figure for me, in the fact that they don't have a cut like the shoulders do to allow the ball joints in the hips to let the legs have a wider range of motion side to side. Now forward and back, the range is really good. I mean, even at the knees. And it's just, you know, those hips is really what kills it for me. Also, I think they could have worked in a thigh cut for some swivel there. I understand around the knees it's a little bit thin. Even in the thighs it's a little bit thin, but I don't think it's so thin that they couldn't have worked in a thigh swivel. Well, that's just my opinion. Your mileage, of course, may vary. That does it for the review. I hope that you enjoyed it. I enjoyed making it. Only support from viewers like you make this programming possible. Each view does count, and I do appreciate each and every single view that I receive. Thank you, and thank you so very much for supporting this channel through viewing. Comment below, like, share, subscribe if you'd like to see more reviews or just help the channel out further. Or both, that's even better. And don't forget to ding that bell so that in the future you will be notified as my new content becomes available. That's a wrap, folks. I'll see you next time.